This is the sound outside of the Notre Dame Cathedral last night as people gathered. Okay, so Jason is here. Jason Buttrill, who is a chief researcher and has been watching these things in particular, especially ISIS in Europe with me for over 5 years now. This is something that we saw coming, just not through construction. How convinced are you that it is construction, Jason?
I'm 90% convinced.
Yeah, me too.
The first couple of fire alarms that went off centered around the area where they're actually doing the renovations. So I think it's right at the base of the spire that you saw collapse yesterday. So to me, it sounds...
They were not working at 6 o'clock, were they? This is when the fire broke out, was around 6.
Yeah.
I mean, the French working till 6, that's not possible.
No, that's unheard of.
Yeah. They like work an hour a day.
Yeah, no, it didn't sound like it. And all the, like, I was reading like their schedule, and apparently they take very, very special care to inspect that area because it's that wooden, iconic wooden, area up there. And I guess they inspect it 3 times a day to make sure that it doesn't catch fire.
Oh, you're kidding.
3 times a day. But tragically, that's exactly the spot that catches fire. It's absolutely horrible.
So I know we don't have any clue, but I mean, are we guessing that it was like electrical or?
That's what I think. Unless it was some French drywaller that was like, and threw a cigarette butt or something like that. But
can't believe that.
I don't think that's the case. My guess would be probably like some electrical equipment that malfunctioned or short-circuited or something like that. That's the only thing I can think of. But
so tell me about the fire department not being dispatched right away. Did you read up on that at all?
There was, so the very first call was, like you said, somewhere around 6. Then I guess they went to inspect it, couldn't see a fire up there. So then they called, but then 20 minutes later, I think it was 20 minutes, the fire alarm goes off again. But this time they were like, let's get somebody out here because this is kind of crazy. But then it took another extended period of time for the fire trucks to get there because that was right during rush hour. So not only were they delayed because of the second call, the first call they kind of dismissed it, then they were delayed in traffic. So that's what took so long, and I guess that's why the fire was able to spread without them actually doing anything for such a long time.
Unbelievable.
Horrible.
Okay, so as you were looking, I asked you yesterday afternoon when this happened, I said, Jason, go look and see, because I didn't think that even if it was Islamic extremism, I didn't think we would be getting the truth because it would set fire to the entire country. And so they might want to bury this. Did you see any evidence of anybody burying anything?
No, nobody burying anything.
Yeah.
A whole lot of evidence of people coming out and saying a lot of crazy stuff, really.
Correct.
And that's what's insane is just how, pardon the pun, on fire France is right now.
There have been 11 churches in the last 40 days in France that have been burned.
Yeah, 12 churches in 1 week last month. One was the Saint Sulpice church, which was in the Da Vinci Code in the movie. They used that. That fire,
the documentary, Da Vinci Code.
Yeah,
Catholics love that.
That people went in and actually set.
By the way, if you ever go into the Vatican Secret Archives, which nobody ever gets to go in, but I went in, do not bring up Dan Brown.
Which you did, by the way.
I did, and it got ugly fast.
They do not think it's funny.
No, we were walking. There was no problem. Everybody's just walking along, having a nice time. We're just chit-chatting on way from one place to another. And I said, so let me ask you. I know it's not true, but the Dan Brown... I got that far, and everyone stopped. Dan Brown, he is not a scholar. I'm like, okay, I got it. Anyway.
The St. Sulpice fire was set in like some clothing. So like the clothing they set out for the poor,
Yeah.
some people went and set fire to that. But that was one of the fires. They were able to put that out without anybody getting hurt. But the other attacks were really, really crude and vulgar. One was another attack that week where they put some vandals came in and they put excrement on the wall and made a cross out of excrement. Another one is
That is very biblical. Excrement and using it to deface things is very biblical. We talked about this, remember, during Occupy Wall Street, where they were defecating on cop cars and they were defecating on things. It's actually part of a ritual, Old Testament, evil Baal kind of stuff. Excrement is ritualistic in its own right.
And that's just one of the attacks. Others involved, they all typically involved desecrating the Christ statue or symbol up on the walls, contorting him into obscene gestures, desecrating the altars, things like that. It was really, really just crude, vile things.
Right, and there was, I think, 60 of these in the last year in Germany and Brussels. The attacks on Christians is out of control in Europe.
Oh, absolutely out of control. I looked at the official Ministry of Interior numbers. There were over 1,700 attacks, religious-based attacks, either on churches or people, in 2018. Only 100 of those were attacks on Muslims, which if you listen to anybody else probably talking about this, pontificating about it, they're probably going to say it's all about Muslims. But only 100 of those 1,700 were attacks on Muslims. 541 of those were anti-Semitic attacks on Jews or synagogues. 1,063 were attacks on Christians and churches. That comes out to about 2 a day from that time period up until today.
Christianity is under attack. Thank God that so far as we know was not the case in Paris yesterday. In some ways, this is a godsend.